Hi there. Today we're talking about the passage which is in Matthew 25, and it's the parable of the wise and the foolish virgins. It goes from Matthew 25, verse 1 through to verse 13. I'm not going to read it all, but there's a couple of things I'd like to just sort of pick out or that jumped out as I was going through it. So, all of them had lamps, and they had trimmed wicks, and they all seemed to be working fine. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. The foolish did not do so. But while the bridegroom was delayed, they all slumbered and slept. Then at midnight the cry was heard. Often they used to do it in the Jewish wedding process. They used to have it that they often came in the middle of the night. It was like a surprise to make sure that they're all ready, and there was all excitement in the village when they came in. And so what they were supposed to do is they were supposed to be ready with their lamps burning, and they shone a pathway of light from the road to the bride's house. And then they all went in together as part of the wedding group. And then what they did is when they shut those doors, they were locked up for 7 days. And that's when they had the wedding feast for 7 days. So I find it interesting. So they rise, they all wake up, they trim their lamps, and then the foolish said to the wise, "Give us some of your oils, for our lamps are going out." And isn't it fascinating, particularly when we think how people would be in this day and age, that they say to them, "No, you're not having our oil. Go get your own." I think that's kind of funny, because that's not very kind. That's not very nice. But, but it was wise. So whenever I think about this, I'm wondering. It seems like such a harsh thing that they're locked out for the whole 7 days because they forgot some oil. But I don't think it's because they forgot oil. I think the differences between the wise and the foolish virgins was whenever the wise were thinking about what they were there for and what their purpose was, and they were so looking forward to the bridegroom coming, they were so looking forward to the wedding feast that they made sure everything possible was ready. They weren't casual about it. They were excited about it. They were looking forward to it. They were committed to it. They were really focused on it. So nothing was going to go wrong as far as they were concerned. Whereas I think with the foolish ones, it's just like, oh yeah, yeah, I suppose we need a lamp. Any kind of lamp will do. Yeah, just enough oil. It doesn't really matter. It'll be fine. They were just really casual and laissez-faire about the whole thing. Giving all your commitment, not really being, watching and waiting, not being alert, not being ready, not being. There's another parable which I think is very similar to this one. The house that is left with the servants, and one servant is wise and good and keeps the house in readiness for the master's return, and he doesn't come in the first or the second, but he comes in the third watch of the night, which is around 3 a.m. I think. And the house was all ready, and so therefore the master was pleased with him. But another one of the servants thought, the master's not going to return anytime soon, and so he starts to lord it up and get drunk and beat everybody up and be really harsh and nasty. And then suddenly the master returns at an hour he did not expect. And that particular servant is cast out into outer darkness, I'm pretty sure. So they bear the ultimate punishment. But I mean, I presume these virgins do as well, because it says, "Go away, I never knew you." I mean, if Jesus is saying, "Going away, I never knew you," that's it. That's, yeah, pretty final. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.